The two most important days in your life is one, the day you're born, the day you find out why, by Mark Twain. I was born and raised in a small town, rural town in South Georgia. There were no street lights, there were no traffic lights, there were no neighborhoods. And if I could sum it up, there were plenty of dirt roads, there were miles of fields, there was grandma's country cooking, there was church every Sunday, and there was a lot of hard work to do. Finding my why would come many years later after I realized that everything I had been through, every challenge I had faced, and every lesson I had learned was really shaping me for something bigger. And when I look over my life, I see three foundational truths to finding my why. Number one, I had to learn to just be me. Nobody else's roadmap was going to work. Number two, I had to learn to embrace my adversities because they were necessary for me to shape and to develop. And number three, I did not have to leave home to build a legacy. So let's talk about it. Truth number one, I had to learn to just be me. Learning to be me was a journey. I grew up an introvert, and of course, growing up, I didn't know what that meant. I just knew that I was awkward around a lot of people. It was hard making friends, and starting conversations were even harder. But even though starting conversations were even harder and making friends, I still wanted to fit in. I wanted to fit in just like everybody else, all of the cool kids. And then eventually I realized that I'm just not going to fit in. And so I started to build these walls, which was really a defense mechanism, which led to a lot of really self-sabotaging behaviors. I was my own worst enemy, trying to be somebody else. But around the age of 25, I'm gonna be up for my first corporate leadership position, and they're gonna require me to take a personality test. And it's the first time I took one of those tests. And over the years, I've taken so many of those different tests, whether it was communication style, leadership style, personality style, strength finders, working genius, just to name a few. And every time I took one of these tests in the beginning, I would always go to everything that was negative. And if you ever took one of these assessments, you know at the top everything says what's good about you, and at the end it says what's negative about you and what you need to work on. I used to always focus on the negative. But over the years, I'm gonna really find out there's no good or bad personalities, they're just different personalities. And you are who you are by design, by DNA, shaped by your culture, and I believe for a specific purpose. And eventually, I'm gonna start looking at the good things that these tests say about me, these personality tests. I had my own personalized roadmap right in front of me, which told me that I was a visionary, that I was a leader, that I was a strategic thinker, that I was an innovator, that I was a methodical architect, which means I can build things that last. So you see, the truth is, I really just needed to be me. Truth number two, I had to learn to embrace my adversities because they shaped who I was. I thought that, if I had just learned to be me earlier on in life, that maybe I would be light years ahead. But no, I needed those adversities. I needed to not fit in. Getting pregnant at 19. I've been fired twice in my career. Those things were so pivotal in my life. Adversity gave me resilience. It gave me the resilience to start a business at 29 with my 21-year-old sister with no blueprint. It gave me the toughness and the grit to survive all these many years, 18 years in of entrepreneurship. And it gave me the faith. It gave me the faith to never give up and to follow my vision no matter what. So the truth is that adversities were also necessary for shaping my life. Truth number three, I did not have to leave home to build a legacy. Now, I said, probably like most kids like me that grew up in a small town, I cannot wait to grow up, to move away from here, to get to the big city. But I could not have been furthest from the truth. I couldn't imagine that something good, something big, something grand could happen here. But I really didn't have to leave home. Everything that I needed was right here. My family and my education was here. My grandmother was here. My grandmother told us when she could no longer stay home by herself that she did not want to go to a nursing home. And so she became our very first client. She is the reason that we started our business. She's the reason that we're living out our mission today, which is to improve the lives of seniors by preventing them from going to a nursing home and keeping them safe in their homes as long as possible. My very first business mentor was here. Dr. Gaynor Chokis and Mr. Wally Summers poured into us and gave us the best business foundation that any business could hope for. And my community was here. In this community, I believe we built the best team of caregivers on earth, that I got a chance to steward the best leadership team that I would put against any Fortune 500 company, a community that supported us, embraced us, and trusted us as I grew our business from Sumter County to covering all of South Georgia to now having a national presence where we are the very first Black female founders of an adult daycare franchise. And the cherry on top, I get to work every day with my closest family members. My father, who proudly puts on his innovative shirt every day. My mother, who is she is the jack of all trades, and she do whatever needs to be done so that we're able to do what we do every day. I work with my sister, who is my business partner and my best friend. I work with my brother, and now my children work with us, and I get to teach them how to lead with care and one day steward this culture of care that we built. So you see, everything that I needed was right here. I didn't have to leave home. Mark Twain was right. The two most important days in your life is the day you're born and the day that you find out why. All big visions and dreams are not started in big cities. Sometimes they are born, nurtured, and developed in small towns. You don't have to leave home to change the world. You can actually build something quite extraordinary and leave a legacy right where you are. Thank you.